is that? What the fuck? What the fuck? Go, go, go.
Back in the 1990s, there was this wild rumor going around about the so-called Chainsaw Man in New Jersey's Pine Barrens. People were really talking about it at the time, and the story was spreading like wildfire. The rumor described him as this creepy figure who always wore a flannel shirt and dirty jeans, with a chainsaw in his hand. He was especially known for chasing after cars or terrifying anyone who dared to camp in the area. So there's this YouTuber named Mo Sardi who's pretty well known for his adventurous and often spooky content. He's built quite the reputation for exploring seriously creepy, abandoned places, haunted houses, old hospitals, you name it. This time, he's teamed up with another YouTuber, CJ Faison, who's also known for making similar videos about camping and exploring. In their latest video, they're camping in a forest that's allegedly haunted. What makes this even more intense is the fact that many people claim to have seen the infamous Chainsaw Man in these very woods.
The whole chainsaw thing, the whole situation with that's where it derived from, the location that we're going to right now. So we're about to go in, sneak past the barbed wire over there. Take a look at that, there's barbed wire right there. We're gonna sneak past that. Do not try this at home. Smash the like button.
At first, Mo and CJ were just having a good time. They were close, joking around, teasing each other, and sharing laughs, so everything seemed totally fine at the start. In fact, they were really enjoying themselves, like nothing was out of the ordinary. But as the video goes on, things start to get a little strange. At one point, Mo and CJ hear what sounds like gunshots and a child screaming in the distance.
We just heard about 4 to 5 gunshots. I was taking a piss right here, literally. And we heard about 4 to 5 gunshots. Rifle shots, not even gunshots, they're rifle shots. That was scary. That's a kid screaming. There's a kid screaming in the forest. Dude, what the f?
This didn't seem too weird at first because the forest is known for hunting and other people come out there to camp or just have fun, so they didn't think much of it. But then, as night started to fall, things took a turn. They set up their tent and were ready to settle in for the night, just resting and probably expecting the usual outdoor sounds. But instead, they hear something completely unsettling, someone running right by their tent.
What the hell's going on out there?
I have no idea. There's a lot of activity. What the hell was that? You go first.
Dude, something just ran by here.
Please tell me that you guys heard that.
Something just ran by here. I kid you not, something just ran by.
And it wasn't just a passing sound, it felt like someone was right there. And that's when they realized something might be seriously wrong. So after hearing the noise, Mo and CJ decided to go check things out, but they didn't find anything suspicious. Everything seemed fine, so they figured it was nothing and went back to sleep. But then, out of nowhere, things took a bizarre turn.
Shit, dude, there's somebody out there.
Should we turn our lights off? Because obviously it's illuminated. Okay.
Keep your lights off, keep your lights off. There is somebody out there.
The fuck was that, dude?
Something in the water. Go. Dude, I heard.
You go first.
Something splashed.
What?
What the f is that?
He wants to jump into conversation with us.
I'm gonna take this out of the water. Oh, it's got a flashlight in it.
Someone threw a fake human skull with a flashlight attached to it near the river where they had set up their tent. Obviously, this freaked them out, so they rushed to check it out. But when they got there, they didn't see anyone around who could have done it. They went back inside their tent, thinking it was over, but then things got way more terrifying.
But yo,
I'm so creeped out right now.
it's fucking cold. It's so freaking cold. Like,
Turn your fucking light off. What the fuck is that, Mel? No, fuck. What the fuck is that?
turn your light off, dude. Dude, it won't turn off.
What the fuck is that?
What the fuck? What the fuck? Go!
Suddenly, they hear the sound of a chainsaw, and before they knew it, someone was trying to rip through their tent with it. This wasn't just some distant noise, the chainsaw was right there, tearing through the fabric of their tent. At that point, they had no choice but to grab their stuff and run for their lives. The Flex Tapes, it's run by a creator from Cumbria, and his content usually focuses on camping. But it's not just your typical camping in forests or mountains. He likes to take it a step further, camping in all kinds of random and sometimes abandoned places. In one of his videos, he decided to camp in this deserted, abandoned old house. The place had a collapsed roof in some of the rooms, and it was located not too far from where he lives. What's interesting is that this wasn't his first time at this spot. He mentioned that he'd been there before with his friends, checking out the place for paranormal activity. So this was his second time there, only this time he was camping alone. So at the beginning of his video, he's just casually talking about the old house, giving us a little tour, and showing what's left of the place. He was looking for a decent room to stay in, and surprisingly, he found one with an old bed that still had this worn-out mat on it. So he figured why not and decided to set up his sleeping bag right there on the mat. Once he got his spot sorted, he went off to explore the rest of the house. As he's showing the camera around, you can really see how run down the place is. Some rooms are just falling apart, but then, out of nowhere, he comes across this working water tap. Despite the house being abandoned, the water was still running, which honestly felt kind of eerie given the condition of everything else around it.
Or it did. Oh, the pipes have rotted through, but there is water, and last time I was here I could actually get the water coming out of the taps. Might be old, but it still works. It's built properly. That's some sort of dresser, and I just love.
After about 10 minutes of exploring, it started getting really late, close to midnight, so he decided to head back to the room and get some sleep. He set up his camera to keep recording throughout the night, just in case anything unusual happened.
I've got my night vision camera there, which I'm going to set up. It's not cold either, so I'm happy about that. I'm going to turn that on.
But not long after he fell asleep, you start hearing these strange noises on the recording like a thud, followed by what sounded like footsteps, almost like someone dragging their feet across the floor. That's when he woke up, obviously freaked out, and quickly hid behind the bed. What he saw was a man with a torch, wandering around in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. Seeing something like that is creepy enough on its own. I mean, who just walks around an abandoned house in the dead of night? But here's where it gets tricky. There's a chance this guy could have been another explorer, or maybe even someone just looking for shelter for the night. But then again, there's the darker side of things. What if this person wasn't just passing through? What if they were a stalker or someone more dangerous? You have to remember, places like this isolated and abandoned are often spots where people with bad intentions or even drug addicts hang out, trying to stay away from the public eye where no one will interfere with them. It's moments like these that make you wonder what could have really happened if the guy in the video hadn't stayed hidden. Since 2022, there's been a YouTuber named Jeer Bear from the channel Exploring with Bear. He's built a solid reputation for his exploration and camping videos, and his channel has gained a pretty huge fan base. His content focuses on camping, stealth camping, and exploring all across the country, and the fact that he does a lot of these adventures solo. In one of his recent videos, he took things to another level by deciding to explore what's considered one of the most haunted forests in Pennsylvania. This forest isn't just creepy, it's known for a history of crime and countless paranormal sightings, almost to the point where it's just normal for the locals.
Now this place is just swarming with haunted history and urban legends of serial killers, satanic cults, you name it, Helltown has it. Last time
At first, everything seemed pretty uneventful. Throughout his exploration, Jeer Bear mentioned hearing some strange noises and whistling sounds, but since he was right next to the forest, he just chalked it up to the usual wildlife. After all, animals make all kinds of noises, and nothing really stood out to him. But then, things started to get a little weirder.
Oh, that was creepy.
At one point, he came across this strange wooden structure, like a floor in the middle of the woods, which seemed completely out of place. What made it even stranger was that it had a basement that directly connected to another part of the forest.
did you hear the footsteps? Footsteps just came from up there. Shh, 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 shh. Oh, that's so loud. Shh, shh.
Like any curious person would, Jer Bear couldn't resist checking out the basement. I mean, who wouldn't want to see what's down there, right? So he heads down, does a little exploring, and everything seems fine at first. But then, just as he's about to head back up, he hears something footsteps, and they're coming from the floor above him. At this point, things are starting to get really creepy. Imagine being in an old, haunted place, and you hear footsteps when no one's supposed to be there. So he goes back upstairs, probably thinking he's about to see someone, but nothing. No one's there. At this point, he's freaking out. He has no idea if someone's stalking him or if it's just the eerie vibe of the place messing with his head. So he decides he's had enough and bolts back to his van.
I just want to be back in the truck.
So after freaking out a bit, Jer Bear went straight to his van to try and sleep it off. But in the middle of the night, things took a turn for the worse. Someone was actively trying to break into his van.
I just heard something outside. I did fall asleep, but it sounded like something hit my truck. What is it? Oh! Oh, somebody's there. Somebody's there. So where's my frickin' light? Where's the frickin'... Hey!
Luckily, the doors were locked, but when he looked outside, he couldn't see anyone. That's when he noticed a single car just sitting in the middle of the road, which made no sense at all. It looked like there were more people involved. He realized this could be dangerous, maybe even more than one person. And who knows what their intentions were. At that point, he wasn't about to stick around to find out. He made the smart choice to escape as fast as possible. YouTuber called Truesdale TV, and he's built quite the reputation as a legit explorer. He's not like some creators who stage creepy encounters just for a quick couple of minutes of fame. Nope. Truesdale is the real deal. He's all about true exploration, whether he's camping in forests, doing stealth camping, or just exploring unknown spots. He shares what he finds without all the fake drama. Over time, that's what's earned him a strong following. People trust him because he keeps it genuine and focuses on real adventures. In October 2023, Truesdale TV took on one of his more daring adventures camping in Bali Bully Forest, which the locals claim is one of the most haunted forests around. He was looking for the perfect spot to set up his camp, and after some searching, he found a nice clear area to settle down.
I'm going to just intentional with it anywhere. I think the full tent just here. We are a lot further back off the road, so we can't be seen as easy, but we can still hear the car noise.
Once his tent was up, he stashed his gear inside and did what he usually does, showed off his camping setup and the food he brought along. Then he headed out to explore the forest for about 30 minutes. By the time he returned, the sun was already setting, so he decided to make a simple dinner. After his food was ready, he ate, got comfortable, and called it a night. Everything seemed pretty uneventful, just a regular camping trip at that point. But just as he was about to drift off to sleep, he started hearing something: footsteps.
From there? Oh yeah? Right, I'm gonna turn these off for a minute or two. The f***? Did you hear that? Did you off, who's out there?
And not just that, but the sound of sticks snapping right outside his tent. Now, considering he was in a forest, the first thought was it could be an animal. Makes sense, right? But if you really listened closely, those footsteps didn't sound like an animal at all. They were more like human footsteps. At that point, he started freaking out. The idea of someone or something walking around his tent in the middle of the night definitely wasn't what he had in mind for a peaceful camping trip. But luckily, his rest of the night went pretty uneventful.